I'm feeling great. Great. I've been writing for months, book after book after book after book. I got so many, and I've been just sitting on it. My mom keeps saying like, well, "What are you gonna do with it?" And I just I just waited for a very long time, and like because I was waiting, I was just not in motion. Like well, I stay with motion. Let me not even say like that, but the stuff that I'm doing is not in rotation, and that's crazy. So I finally decided to do it. I had a great weekend. Like, um, shout out to my mother's prayer line. She does a prayer line, First Fruits Prayer. Um, I'm gonna put the number in just in case somebody wants to pray. It's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Um, 5:30 to 6:30. But this past Friday was Good Friday, so she was doing the seven last words of Jesus, and one of her speakers couldn't make it. So she was telling me that as we were driving in the car, and I just blurted it out. Well, I'll do it, and it was like, or can I do it? And we both looked at each other shocked. I didn't even know where that came from. I was like, I'll do it, and she said yes, and I was shocked at myself. We were like, wow, God, like, okay, Angel's been like your preacher for a long time, but I mean, I don't call it preaching or whatever, but I just, I had, my God, why have thou forsaken? And, it's very easy. It was easy for me. Because I've had many seasons where I felt that I was forsaken, but impossible when you're in the will of God. But anyway, I did that, and, according to others, I did phenomenal, and I'm grateful for them. I'm grateful for that because, you know, I love the Lord regardless of what's going on, regardless how I'm feeling, what season I'm in, who said what they did to me, or what I did to them. Regardless, I always go back to the Father. I pray, I repent, I try again. I might slip and fall 7 times, but I get back up. I go right back to it. Some people would call me a hypocrite, and I was just having this conversation with someone, and I don't believe in hypocrites. I believe that's a word that the enemy came up with to keep people bound to not, following God when they absolutely can turn back around and try again. Now, there are some people who are deep into the church who's been in there for years and years and years. Now, there's some that pretend and there's some that don't. I still label them hypocrites because the church is a hospital. That's what people fail to realize. Like it's there it's there for people to get healing and deliverance. And people don't understand that. Well, worldly people don't understand that, and new Christians really don't understand that. So we did that 5:30, 6:30 where I sit up all night, drink coffee, writing. You know what I'm saying? I did a good job. I related it to my own self and how I felt forsaken, and it felt good. Then we went to church, went to New Bedford, saw some family members, ate really good food, a seafood place that we grew up eating at. That was cool. Saturday, shout out to Jessica with the Blue Bag Foundation. She invited me to do some performance.
I see a little child running wild, not because he wanted to, but because nobody ever showed him how to be still. Little child running wild, heart racing faster than their footsteps, trying to outrun a home that never felt like home. See, we always ask, why are they out there? But we never ask, what pushed them out? Little child running wild, with pain tucked in their pockets like loose change, spending hurt anywhere they can afford attention. And I get it when silence is loud and love feels like a rumor. The streets, they start sounding like a lullaby. Little child running wild, searching for a name, face, place, anything that whispers you belong. But belonging shouldn't come with conditions, shouldn't come with survival tactics, it shouldn't come with learning how to grow up. Before you even get a chance to belong. I've seen a little child running wild, eyes heavy with stories they never got to tell, shoulders carrying weight that don't match their age. And somewhere along the way, we labeled them trouble. No, they're not trouble. They're trying to be heard in a world that keeps talking over them, trying to be seen in places that look right through them. Little child, running wild, ain't running from nothing. They running towards something, towards peace, safety, a version of love they've never met before. So, before you judge their journey, check your distance. Because sometimes that little child running wild is just a reflection of a world that stood still when they needed it to move.
And I chose to do a spoken word piece, which I ain't never did that before. I've been doing a whole lot of things that I've never done before, but it just shows that I have layers to me, like I'm well rounded. I believe I can fly. If I really put my mind to it, I believe I can run outside and fly over the Thames River. You feel me? I do. And if you tell me I can't, I'm gonna go try, and I'll probably be successful. You don't probably either, because Angel will cuss me out for saying probably try and all that, because we got to change how we speak about ourselves. We believe in ourselves in 2026. It don't matter what they say. It only matters what God says. So shout out to Jessica. It was phenomenal. Like it was great. I really enjoyed myself. There were a lot of people there. Michaela, my good friend, I signed her up. I don't know. I knew she was gonna do it. Like she's that type of person. She is a performer. I am not really a performer. I like to write. I love to sing. I love to rap, but I don't love to do that in public. And so I finally figured that out, like, because I get so shy and I choke up. Maybe one day that'll change, but for now, I want to focus on what I'm doing now. Like, so let me talk a little bit about that. I decided to finally release my book. Now, I wrote this back in December 31st at like midnight. I started writing, and it's a poetry type of book. Not like a chapter book type thing. It's like transitional. I mean, I have questioned myself for a very long time. Like, I have been insecure. I have sought out validation, and like I believed in me, but only like this much or something like that. And I started going to counseling like last January, at the end of January. It's now of 2025.
So unfortunately, these little cheap. Lord forgive me. I'm trying to stop cursing so bad, so don't judge me. I'm trying, but it broke. I wonder if like I have a lot of other ones. You guys think that I can replace it with one of those and it would work? I wonder if that would work. But anyway, whatever. Here we go. I dang, that really makes me upset. I what was I saying? Oh yeah, I started counseling back in 2025 at the end of January, and here it is now, um, 2026 April, and like I was telling somebody the other day, I feel like it's working. Finally, I go to compassion based therapy, and I had others too that I had to do a group therapy class, or whatever you want to call it, if it's a class or session, whatever. I did that, and what else I did? And then I had another program where this lady would come here to my house and help me, figure things out with my kids and everything. And that lady was so sweet. I don't even know if I'm supposed to talk about that type of stuff, but you know who you are if you are watching, and you are greatly missed. And I am greatly grateful for you. And actually, I'm gonna send you a text. I haven't spoke to you in a while. But yeah, all of that, my therapists and all of them, they've really, really, really helped me to realize things about myself that I hadn't realized, and it feels good. Um, I haven't always been that confident, and you wouldn't think so if you know me, because like I'm rambunctious, I love to talk and all that. But my talent, like Erica Badu said, I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my ish. You feel me? So yeah. But anyway, so my book, somewhere between becoming and being. It was supposed to be being and becoming. I don't know. Whatever. I keep switching, jumbling up my doggone self. Somewhere. Let me look it up. She was Amazon KDP login page, because I'm a published author. All right, it's somewhere between being and becoming, in the space I no longer apologize for. And I wrote that in hopes that other people would read it and start to understand the transformation that they may be in, because that's what it's about, transformation. Waking up to who you really are, and rewiring all that nonsense that people may have fed you, you know what I mean? Like teaching you not to shrink anymore. Like, I've been saying I was gonna have a YouTube page for like
years, and it took me years to really sit here. I've had this equipment for. When I say I'm gonna do something, I'm serious. I buy what I need to buy to do it, and then I don't do it sometimes. Like yet, shout out to you, Age. I don't do it yet, but now I'm doing it. Everything I say I'm gonna do, I'm following through. I got a show. Other than Penny for your thoughts, it's called Shattered But Shaped, and it's April. I told one of my interviewees that we would be starting production in April. So I last night, went through what we spoke about, and I started writing down the questions so that way we can start production. And I'm very excited about that. I'm a super busy person. I like to be busy. I like to be busy doing what I love. Like, I believe God allows me to be who I am, and He takes care of me regardless. And I couldn't be more grateful for God, my mom, my best friends, Angel, Ness, Michaela. Y'all, each and every one of them do something different, but it's all good. And speaking life into your friends, and I'm not just talking about them speaking to me, I'm talking about me speaking to them as well. Speaking life into your friends is so important. You'd be surprised. I actually saw something on like Facebook one time. It was like, you know, put the seeds in one dirt and put flower seeds or whatever seeds in another, and then while they're growing, speak negative to this and speak positive to that, and watch how it grows. The negative pot does terrible, but the positive does great. It also works with water if you put it in the freezer or whatever. So, you know, I take that and I believe in that. Like, speak life. I have children. I like to speak life into them. Whatever they dream of, no matter what it may be, if they tell me, I'm even gonna say it. I mean, talking crazy, but whatever. I got a couple more books that I'm gonna release. Like, I know it's probably gonna seem like a lot, but like I have a lot of stuff a lot of material, and I'm sick of waiting. I'm sick of playing with myself. Like, like there are people out here who will like to read and obtain the knowledge. Like, I am an avid reader, have been forever, as long as I could read. My dad taught me how to start like reading by us driving while I was like maybe 4 or 5, and we would stop at a stop sign, and he'd be like, "What does that say?" And then if I didn't know, it's STOP. Shout out to you, Dad. God rest your soul. He did though. We really did that when we lived in Ledyard. But yeah, I have another self help book called Her First, Feelings Later: How to Master Discipline, Rewire Your Mind, and Step into Your Next Identity Without Waiting. And I'm putting that in sorry. I'm putting that out next. And immediately after that, I have told y'all who know me and follow me, I told y'all I was going to be making a book teaching people how to pray. I'm really into teaching these days. I really do like to teach people. I don't think I like to teach. I don't want to be like a teacher in school. Like, I'm not really with that. But like, I want to teach people life lessons, because they're real. And a lot of us go through things just to help others. I happen to be one of those. So yeah, this next book, after Her First, Feelings Later, will be the prayer blueprint. I changed it. It was Calling Heaven, but I figured I wanted to, uh, you know, rename some of them, refresh some of them, do the things that I said I was gonna do. Some of these books are gonna come with workbooks, you know.
Some of them are going to come with journals, and eventually some of them will come with classes. But I will be coming on here talking about my books. This is not Penny for Your Thoughts. This is Nilsy the author. And this Nilsy the author is going to be on here showing what I'm writing. Like I like to write and I want to showcase it finally, display my talent. So I hope you all will enjoy, whoever decides to enjoy it. I have the link in the bio. I'll, post some pictures of them also. Um, Shout out to you, to whoever is listening to me, to whoever's watching me, because it's so easy to just be like, forget her or whatever. Some people are haters, but then I got a lot of lovers too. Not like that, but people that love me. You feel me? All right, so I'm gonna go. I just wanted to get up here and say a few things. I'll probably be back for a Penny for Your Thoughts episode because it's been almost a week since I've done that, and I don't want to forget that. Shattered but Shaped will be coming out with a special, special, special guest. And I do believe it will help not only the community but the people, the young people who are confused by what they see out here in the world. This is the real world. And a lot of what's being put out there is not real. It's meant for people to be casted under some type of spell. But you gotta break free. I broke free. I don't think I ever was under it, but if I was, I broke free out of that matrix system. So that's what it's about. Like we gotta save our young ones. Like some of us, like I said before, some of us have gone through things that we couldn't understand at the moment, but later on, once you are grown and you mature, because everybody gets older, but not everybody grows and becomes an adult. Some people stay children forever, and that's crazy. But anyway, shout out to y'all though. Hopefully you get it together. Read my books. I'm gonna help you. Like I just want to help. Some people need help, and it's okay. I need help all the time. Like, and I am not always one to ask for help when I need it, but I'm learning to do so, and yeah, that helps. So, thank you for listening to me. This is not Penny for Your Thoughts, but that is my 2 cents. Peace.